Ladies and gentlemen, there are seasons in life when you may feel overlooked, forgotten, or held back by circumstances you cannot control. But I want to remind you of something powerful today. Before the blessing comes, God prepares you. Preparation is never comfortable. Preparation is never easy. Preparation rarely looks like progress. But preparation is the birthplace of strength, clarity, and destiny. You may think nothing is happening in your life right now. You may feel like doors are not opening fast enough. You may believe the path ahead is too slow, too uncertain, too unclear. But hear this, every delay has purpose. Every challenge has meaning. Every quiet season is working for your good. Because before God ever places a blessing in your hands, He first shapes your heart, your character, and your spirit to carry it. Preparation often looks like isolation. There are seasons when life becomes unusually quiet, when the noise around you fades and the people you once leaned on seem distant. This isolation can feel uncomfortable, almost unsettling, as if something has gone wrong. But very often, it is in these silent seasons that the deepest work is being done within you. Isolation is not abandonment. It is refinement. It is in these quiet moments that clarity begins to rise. Distractions fall away, and your heart becomes more sensitive to the direction being shaped inside you. What feels like separation is often divine preparation. You may find that the plans you once relied on no longer make sense, and the paths you once walked confidently suddenly seem unclear. This is not a sign of failure. It is a transition into a new level of growth. When God prepares you, He often removes the familiar so that you can discover strength you didn't know you possessed. He separates you from comfort to make room for transformation. Isolation becomes the space where you learn to anchor your trust, not in the opinions of others, but in the quiet assurance that you are being led somewhere greater than where you've been. In isolation, your character is shaped in ways that crowds could never accomplish. When you cannot rely on applause, approval, or affirmation, you begin to build the kind of resilience that cannot be shaken. Growth that happens in private becomes power that manifests in public. The world may not see your quiet battles, your silent tears, or your inner development, but these hidden seasons create the foundation your blessing will stand on. What feels small and unseen today will become the very strength that carries the weight of the opportunity ahead. There will be moments when you question why the doors are not opening as quickly as you hoped, or why connections seem to fade without explanation. But isolation is often God's way of removing what cannot go with you into the next chapter of your life. Not every voice can speak into your future, and not every presence can accompany your purpose. Sometimes the separation isn't about losing people. It's about finding yourself. It's about discovering the version of you that is strong enough, wise enough, and prepared enough to receive what is coming. And when the preparation is complete, you will look back on this season of quiet and realize it was never emptiness. It was intentional shaping. The very moments you thought were pauses were actually the building blocks of your next breakthrough. The silence was strengthening you. The stillness was grounding you. The loneliness was forming something powerful within you. Isolation was never to break you. It was to prepare you for a blessing that requires the person you are becoming, not the person you once were. Pressure builds the strength you'll need later. There are moments in life when the weight you carry feels overwhelming, when the pressure around you seems too heavy to stand beneath. You may wonder why certain challenges keep pushing against you, why responsibilities keep increasing, or why life demands more than you feel you have to give. But pressure is not designed to crush you, it is designed to strengthen you. Just like a seed must break open before it grows, your potential is often uncovered in seasons of pressure. It stretches you, tests you, molds you, and awakens capacities that comfort could never reveal. What feels like breaking is actually building. Pressure is the training ground of destiny. Without it, there is no development, no depth, no durability. Every great calling requires an equally great preparation, and preparation often comes wrapped in discomfort. When you feel stretched, when life pushes you beyond the familiar, that is where growth begins. The strength you gain in these moments becomes the very strength that sustains your future. The blessing ahead requires a version of you that can stand firm, endure trials, and keep moving even when circumstances grow difficult. Pressure is the process that equips you for that future. In seasons of pressure, you discover the layers of resilience that have always been inside you. You learn how to push through fatigue, how to rise above frustration, how to stay steady when everything around you feels unstable. These qualities are not formed in ease, they are forged in challenge. You may not see the value in the struggle now, but one day you will realize that the strength you display during the blessing was produced during the pressure. The patience, wisdom, and endurance you are building right now are not temporary traits. They are permanent assets you will carry into every new opportunity. Pressure also clarifies what truly matters. When life intensifies, distractions fall away, and what is essential becomes visible. You begin to identify what strengthens you, what drains you, and what needs to change. You start understanding your boundaries, your priorities, and your purpose. Pressure is often the moment when you stop living by what feels convenient and start living by what is necessary. It teaches you to focus, to choose wisely, and to rise with deeper intention. The clarity you gain under pressure shapes the decisions that guide your future. And when the blessing finally arrives, you will look back on these challenging days with a new perspective. You will see that the pressure did not break you. It prepared you. It shaped your spirit, sharpened your mind, and anchored your character. The weight you carried built the strength you needed. The discomfort you endured formed the endurance your destiny requires. Pressure was not your enemy, it was your instructor. And because you endured it, you will be able to handle the blessing with confidence, maturity, and grace. Delays are not denials. There are seasons when you pray, plan, hope, and work, yet nothing seems to move. Doors remain shut. Opportunities feel out of reach. Progress appears painfully slow. In those moments, it is easy to assume something is wrong, to believe you've been forgotten, to think your time has passed. But a delay is not a denial. It is a divine pause where unseen pieces are being aligned in your favor. What you interpret as inactivity is often God orchestrating details you cannot see yet. The waiting is not wasted. It is shaping the perfect timing for what's coming. When life slows down, it is natural to feel frustrated or discouraged. You may question your path, your decisions, or even your purpose. But some blessings require the right conditions before they can manifest. A premature blessing becomes a burden, but a blessing released in the right season becomes a breakthrough. Delay protects you from what you are not ready to handle and prepares you for what you are destined to receive. You are not being held back, you are being positioned for strength, for growth, and for a future you may not fully understand right now. During these waiting seasons, you develop an inner maturity that rapid success could never produce. You learn patience, discipline, and resilience. You learn how to stay steady when life is slow and trust when answers are silent. These are not small lessons. They are foundational qualities that will sustain you when the blessing becomes a responsibility. Many people want the blessing, but are not prepared to carry its weight. The delay builds the strength, wisdom, and character you'll need once you step into the next chapter of your life. Delays also refine your vision. When things don't happen quickly, You are forced to evaluate what you truly want, what truly matters, and what aligns with your purpose. Some desires fade during the wait, and that's not a loss, it's clarity. What remains in your heart after a long season of delay is often what your soul was meant to pursue. Waiting has a way of separating impulse from purpose, emotion from direction, and temporary desires from lifelong calling. The delay doesn't just prepare your life, it prepares your vision, and one day, when the breakthrough arrives, everything will make sense. You will see how the timing was perfect, how the wait protected you, and how the delay shaped you. You'll understand that the moments you felt left behind were actually the moments you were being led forward. You weren't forgotten. You were being refined. You weren't denied. You were being developed. What felt like postponement was really preparation. And when the blessing finally arrives, you will step into it with strength, confidence, and gratitude, knowing without a doubt that the delay was part of your destiny. Character is built before breakthrough. There are moments in life when you feel stretched, challenged, or confronted by situations that demand more maturity, more patience, and more discipline than you expected to give. These seasons are not accidental, they are intentional. Before any major breakthrough, your character is tested and strengthened. The blessing you're waiting for requires stability, and stability is formed through choices made when no one is watching. Every challenge that pulls you out of your comfort zone is shaping who you are becoming. It's building the foundation you'll need to stand firm when greater responsibilities arrive. Character is formed in moments when you choose integrity over convenience, truth over comfort, and discipline over ease. Sometimes life presents you with opportunities to take shortcuts or compromise your values, but those moments are not traps. They are training. They prove to you and to your future that you can be trusted with more. Breakthroughs are not random. They rest on the strength of the person receiving them. When you handle the small tests with honor, you become capable of carrying the larger blessings without being crushed by them. In the quiet spaces of life when you're misunderstood, overlooked, or underestimated, your character is being refined. These moments may hurt, but they build an inner strength that applause could never produce. You learn humility when recognition doesn't come. You learn perseverance when results take time. You learn grace when people disappoint you. These experiences are not punishments, they are preparation. They create qualities inside you that cannot be shaken by success or broken by pressure. Life's greatest blessings require a heart capable of handling both favor and responsibility. Character development also reveals what truly matters to you. When life tests your patience, you discover how deeply rooted your determination is. When life challenges your trust, you learn where your foundation stands. When life forces you to wait, you see whether your motives are pure or driven by impatience. These seasons uncover what is real and remove what is temporary. A strong character allows you to rise above emotion and act from conviction. And conviction is what carries you through both adversity and abundance. And when the breakthrough finally arrives, you will know why the process took time. You'll see that every challenge made you wiser, every setback made you stronger, every moment of pressure made you more prepared. You'll step into your blessing with confidence not because it came easily, but because you were shaped for it. The person you have become through the refining of your character is exactly the person needed to carry the blessing ahead. The breakthrough isn't just about what you receive, it's about who you become on the way there. Preparation ends with purpose. There comes a moment in every journey when you begin to realize that nothing you went through was wasted, not the pain, not the confusion, not the waiting, not the silent battles no one else saw. Every step, even the most difficult ones, was shaping you for something greater. Purpose is not revealed in comfort, it is revealed through the process. And when the preparation is finally complete, you will look at your life and see how every experience was guiding you toward the very place you were meant to stand. What once felt random will suddenly feel intentional. What once felt heavy will suddenly feel meaningful. Preparation ends not in emptiness but in purpose. The challenges you endured were never meant to defeat you, they were meant to define you. Every lesson you learned, every tear you shed, every moment you felt like giving up carved something strong and unshakable within you. Purpose requires a version of you that can withstand pressure, navigate responsibility, and rise with resilience. And that version of you is not born from ease, it is born from endurance. Even when you didn't see progress, something inside you was growing. Every day of preparation was strengthening your spirit, sharpening your perspective, and guiding you toward your destiny. As you walk through life, you'll begin to notice how the difficulties you once questioned are now the very testimonies that empower you. The wisdom you carry didn't come from winning every battle. It came from surviving them. The confidence you have didn't come from everything going right. It came from learning how to stand even when things went wrong. Purpose transforms your past into tools, your pain into insight, and your struggles into strength. You are not where you are by accident. You are here because you have been prepared for something only you can fulfill. The moment your blessing arrives, it will not feel overwhelming. It will feel aligned. You will recognize that the preparation built the capacity you now carry. You'll understand why certain doors had to close, why certain people had to leave, why certain seasons had to stretch you. You'll see that the timing wasn't slow, it was strategic. Purpose always waits for a prepared person, and by the time the blessing reaches your life, you won't have to chase it or fight for it. You will be ready to receive it with clarity, gratitude, and strength. And as purpose unfolds fully in your life, you will walk with a new sense of peace, not because everything is perfect, but because you finally understand the journey. You'll see that preparation wasn't the delay. It was the development. It wasn't the setback. It was the setup. Every step, every struggle, every silent season was building the person you were meant to become. The blessing didn't come early because it was waiting for you to rise into the version of yourself capable of carrying it. And now, as it unfolds, you step into your future with confidence, knowing one powerful truth. Preparation ends with purpose, and purpose always leads you exactly where you were meant to be.